Thanks for tuning in to Heavy, your one-stop shop for rock, punk and metal. Each week we speak with local, national and international bands about their new albums and what they're up to. Today's victim is...
So I'm Jesse Cash. I play guitar and sing in the band in ERRA.
And I am J.T Cavey, and I do the screams and lead the mosh in ERRA.
You got the important job. How you going, gentlemen?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Very good, thank you. So we're here today to talk about your run of shows in Australia. So ERRA have already been here for a week or so playing with the Plot in You, but you're also starting your own shows tomorrow night, I believe, or tonight. So firstly, how the shows with the Plot in You been going?
Oh, quite lovely. We love those boys. We did a small tour with them years ago, so it's nice to have a little reunion back on the other side of the world.
Yeah, and then before JT was in the band, we actually toured with him a couple of times, like 10 years ago, I think was the first time we toured with them. So it's
really? I didn't know that.
Yeah, 2012, it's like our first year of touring. So it's pretty comfortable, and it's nice to be over here, you know, in an unfamiliar place with familiar faces. It was cool.
Yeah, cool.
Those were good.
And then, well known for your live shows. So tell us, like, if there is any such thing as a typical ERRA live show, run us through it.
Yeah, typical ERRA live show.
Lately, we found that lots of haze is very important.
Lots of haze is very important. Yeah.
Please explain.
I don't know. lots of spinning. I spin a lot. There's a lot of stage activity. I guess everyone's like moving around, having fun for sure. Definitely get into it. Yeah, I'm not sure. I don't know why I'm so stumped by that question. I apologize. It's like...
Too early in the day for you, that's why.
We just go out there and give it 110%.
That'll do. That's good enough for me. So as we mentioned, you've done your shows with the Plot in You. I think they've wound up now, but you're doing your 3 headlining shows of your own in Melbourne, Brisbane and Sydney. So I know it's all good and well coming over here and playing with mates, but playing your own shows has got to be something a bit more special.
Yeah, but the venues that we did with Plot are just so cool, and being with them was so special in itself. But yeah, it is cool to give it a shot and to do a couple of headline gigs. But yeah, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see if they're more special.
It's going to be your first headlining shows over here, though, aren't they?
I mean, what's also nice is we feel like our best content came out recently, so it's nice to. I mean, the last time we were here, we put out 2 records since then. So being able to play the new stuff for the crowds it's definitely a bonus.
But I don't know about over where you guys are from, but in Australia, you very rarely see that. Like if a band comes over for support with someone else, they're not allowed to play anywhere else. So the fact that he's doing it at all is a great thing. But what are some of the main differences going to be between you set as a support band and you set by yourselves as a headliner?
Yeah, for this one, there's not too much of a difference between the two, because we're playing a little bit longer for the headlining set, obviously, but we had pretty good got a pretty good amount of songs in there on the Plot in You tour as well. So it was yeah, we're just gonna play more songs. That's kind of the biggest difference, and it's just gonna be a smaller, more intimate setting than what we did with the Plot, obviously, because we had 2 international bands together versus just us. So the headlining stuff, it feels more just like a one-off, like just a why not, let's just see how it goes sort of thing. But the shows are selling well. With that being said, I think 2 of the 3 have sold out. I think Sydney might sell out as well.
Yeah, we're about to have all 3 sold out.
Yeah,
that's awesome. Like for your first headline and sure, that's bloody awesome, guys. Well done.
Yeah, thank you.
And for these headlining shows, you're going to be having the Gloom in the Corner support. So how much do you know about them? Like, do you guys have anything to do with picking the bands you play when you come to a place like Australia, or do you just get told?
I've never I mean, I've listened to Diamond Construct before, but Gloom in the Corner was definitely a newer band to become familiar with. But since checking them out, I like their music. And actually, Jesse, I don't know if you know this, but they're somewhat managed by Tuck from Fit for a King. So there's some small degrees of separation between us.
Nice. Yeah. I think it kind of depends. Like sometimes, like for our tour that we did in America, that we just wrapped up back in July. No, it started in July and it ended in August. And we picked those bands. We picked Alpha Wolf and Thornhill from Australia and Invent Animate. But because we're not from here, we have a team we work with here who I think we kind of trust more than ourselves to make that call as far as like who the best picks are regionally. If we were coming over to do a proper like full scale headliner along the lines of what the Plot and You just brought us on, then we'd probably have more of a hand in choosing the support. But for this, it was more or less just like, yeah, we'll just trust our Australian team to pick good support,
Yeah, very cool. I know you've probably been asked this 1,000 times, mate, but I haven't actually heard it myself. So I want to talk to you about your name. Like, it comes from Arcadian mythology and represents mayhem, but how did you come across that as a band name? It's pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, it just sounds good. Like there's really no reason for it beyond that. It's just quick and simple and sounds nice. Looks good on paper. That's it.
Came across it, like, was it in a book you were reading, or did someone mention it?
No, I mean the band started when we were like 17. So at that point, I don't think any of us were reading or were particularly smart. So, to be honest, the motivations there behind naming the band ERRA were probably not sound. So I'm so thankful that it turns out that it's still a pretty decent name to this day, because I would hate to be stuck with some of the names that our peers are stuck with because they've been around for 20 years and are stuck with a band that they named when they were children.
I can think of a very familiar one.
But you're not going to say it, are you?
Oh, it's most of them.
I'm in the other one.
Well, you can say that one then. What's that one?
I'm sure Texas in July would have loved to change their name, but it's taken so long, so far deep, but it's just stuck. So it's just one of those things.
Yeah.
Your last self-titled album came out in March of last year, guys. So have you been working on any new material, or you just been focusing on touring?
Definitely the latter.
Yeah. I mean, we've been touring a lot, but with all the downtime in between, we've definitely been writing. I mean, there's a lot in the works as far as the creative side in terms of getting it recorded and rolling it out. We're pretty far off from that, but it's coming along. Yeah. We're about to have 2 months off, which are going to be pretty crucial months to write and get things dialed in and ready to track. But nothing is on the books at the moment.
All right, very cool. All right, boys. Well, thanks very much for your time. You've got 3 shows left in Australia, in Melbourne, Sydney, and Brisbane.
Hell yeah.
Cool.
Hell yeah. Right. Well, I'm hoping to make the Brisbane show on Thursday night, boys. So I shall wave at you from afar.
Nice. Sounds good.
Thanks for having us.